Welcome to the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast. You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box. Welcome to the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast. You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast brought to you by the Hot Take Hot Box. My name is Matt McSweeney. I am joined by Ty Capone as always. Ty, UFC Vegas 87. It's been a lot of these motherfuckers, man. A lot of these motherfuckers. And I dropped a motherfucker 30 seconds into the pod. Shout out to everybody out there who had the under. But we're going to try and make some money back, Ty. We had a rough, I think I lost 7 or 8 units last week, and I think you did something similar. The only thing that saved you as well was the Rosas Jr. fight got canceled. So,
yeah.
And it looks like it's not going to happen this week. Another good win for pretty Ricky Tercios to just, kind of skate by. And what's going on with Rosas Jr., man? He turned it down at 145 this week, which is pretty wild. Maybe he's still got the sniffles. I'm not sure, but
yeah, the wake up must be brutal or something. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there. A lot of people are starting to turn on Mr. Nina Problema, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, keep track of that. Is there any boxing this weekend? I think we'll have a little bit of boxing talk at the end like we always do. Just in general,
Serrano.
I have some comments that I have to make about boxing as well. Yeah. See, that's crazy how all of his fights now, just like, I never know when they're actually happening. Did you see him?
He's on the co-main against this Ryan Borland fella.
I'm sure I went to high school with that guy.
He doesn't really I don't know, he's an interesting fella, I guess, is the best way to put it. He hasn't fought in 2 years. He's from middle of nowhere, California. He kind of doesn't really talk. His nickname's the Rhino, and he said he was going to take Jake Paul into the deep waters and drown him, and Jake Paul said something how rhinos are amphibious or aren't. I don't know. It was I forget what exactly he said, but it was that was like the presser, the big press conference thing. So, and he's the co-main event to Amanda Serrano, so that's kind of interesting.
That's a good move by him.
I don't know if there's any big prospects on this card. Sometimes there are. There's a 108 title fight, but
108.
I don't think we know any of those.
That's wild, dude.
Light flyweight, if you will.
Yeah, I never know anything that's going on with any of these Jake Paul fights anymore, unless he's fighting somebody that I've heard of. At least that's the thing about when he was fighting the MMA guys. At least I'd heard of some of these guys that he was fighting.
This guy's at least 17-2.
Yeah, and it's like no one will give him any credit, even though like this guy's probably like one of the higher level boxing guys that he's fought. It's no one's really going to give him any credit, but we need to bounce back here, Ty. This is a huge week for us on the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast, and what a bad time for it to be a huge week because this is a awful card. 11 fights, I believe you said, right? I think that's the correct number. It was supposed to be 12, like we said, but we are not going to get that Tercios fight that we were kind of hoping on. Raul Rosas was sick last week, got canceled. So this week, UFC Vegas 87, Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Shamil Gaziev in the main event. Excuse me, 5-minute rounds. This is a disgusting main event. But this is probably the best odds you're going to get on the entire card. Almost, other than a few exceptions. A lot of these fights, ladies and gentlemen, are lopsided lines. Minus 400, minus 1,200 in the case of Umar Nurmagomedov, minus 900, 1,000 for Ludovic Klein. That's also worth mentioning. But yeah, listen.
Late notice fights also.
Yeah, no. Listen. We got Jairzinho at plus 140. You can get him as high as, and then with Shamil, you can get minus 160, 170. So I think right away, Ty, we kind of discussed it on the end of last week's episode, or not even last week, I think it was a couple of days ago, that this fight seems like Shamil's going to have more ways to win it than Jairzinho will. And of course, Jairzinho is always has that capability or that power to kind of knock a guy out and put him out, but it seems like he's been on quite a cold spell when it comes to that, and it's not like Chris Daukaus. I don't count that. I'm sorry. Augusto Sakai. I'm sorry. Some of these guys that he has knocked out. It seems like it has just it's been a while since that Alistair Overeem knockout, and honestly, the more you look at his career, and I hate to do that, but like it seems like a lot of this could be fraudulent, you know, like, and it seems like he has been fraud checked throughout the last 4 to 5 years. And I mean, he's lost, win, lost, win, lost, win, and you know those. Like I said, those wins coming against Junior Dos Santos. But again, in the same token, the people he's losing to are not bumps. You know, he's losing to Francis Ngannou, he's losing to Cyril Gane, he's losing to Curtis Blades, Volkov, Almeida. You know, that's a lot of losses I just named. Those are the 5 losses he has on his record. Gaziev has just made his, or Gaziev. I'm not sure. So before it seems like it should be Gaziev. Is it Gaziev? All right. Well, I'm good with either one. You all let me know what you want to go with. But this gentleman, where does he fight out of? I know he says he's from Dagestan, Bahrain. Okay, so that's new, and he's gonna put Bahrainian MMA on the map. I remember him saying after he destroyed Greg Velasco in the first round of the Contender Series fight. He bounced back, and then he destroyed Martin Buday. I mean, he beat the fuck out of Martin Buday. And I was shocked that Martin Buday had only had 1 loss before that. So that's a good
Buday guy.
Yeah, but I love the Buday. So that was a good win for him. And I think, Ty, the thing is, he's shown that he can really mix it. He has the grappling. He has the power striking. He is a large guy, big fist. I mean, that's just kind of what's with the heavyweight game. But Ty, I think I'm gonna go probably Gaziev, but I think the TKO. I don't know if the TKO is the number or if the submission is the move, but I'm just on the Gaziev bandwagon here.
Yeah, I think he has 3 subs, all rear naked choke. I feel like most of them are by club and sub. He knocked down Velasco and then was able to get the choke.
Yeah,
beat the brakes off of Darko Stosic. Before he got to the UFC. This is another guy who came from Brave CF. It's where Ilya Topuria started from. He was also in Aries FC, where a lot of French fighters come from. He was also in BFC, which I believe is in Belarus or somewhere in that area. I think BFC is Belarusian Fight Championship. I think so. He's kind of been around a little bit. He's seemingly fought some decent opponents. The kid, Kirill Kornilov, he beat him by split. That dude's pretty good. I think that was his only loss. And I just think, yeah, like you said, Jairzinho's probably he's been figured out. He's a little short. He swings hard. He hits hard. Obviously, he has really good power. He's a proven vet. He's
throws good leg kicks. Other than that,
multiple main events. Technical counter striker, legit power. Strength of schedule's been awesome, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, his last couple wins have been Chris Daukaus, who is now, I believe, grappling.
In the police force. Yeah, I think he's
in the police force, grappling. He's hunting down bad guys in the streets of Kensington. Augusto Sakai in 2021. Junior Dos Santos, who was like,
hold on. I just pictured Chris Daukaus beating up like a fucking junkie in Kensington, getting all them wins back.
Yeah, ground and pound, TKO 1. But yeah, before that, Junior Dos Santos, he was cooked. I'll start over him. He won at the very last second of a fight he was losing. Alan Crowder, Junior Albini, your guys. I don't know, man. He does have the power, and he has been there before. If it gets extended, I think maybe he has an advantage here, but it's not like he's some cardio monster. I think he's probably – I don't see him really being able to stop Gaziev from taking him down. Gaziev is very sloppy, swings hard. I don't really know what his cardio is like, if he even has any cardio, but –
I can't imagine he does.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'll matter. Also, I think it's going to be a quick fight, but – I don't really know. It's a weird fight. We around here hate heavyweight main events.
Yeah,
it makes me want to go Gaziev TKO plus 130. So yeah, give me Gaziev TKO plus 130. I'm gonna go with that.
Gaziev TKO. Let me see what I can get you number wise. I think that's probably the number. Wow, there's one that's plus 188 here on Bet Rivers. Oh wow, there's wow, you can get plus 185 on FanDuel right now that's pretty wild. So maybe, ladies and gentlemen, the second you listen to this, if that's what you want, you need to hop on that because that might not be the way it is on Saturday afternoon. So listen, I think I'm willing to live with losing the submission bet here. because I think the inside the distance isn't going to pay much, and I think we need to make some money back. So I think I'm going to roll with you. I just don't see Rosenstruck getting like. I mean, I could see him getting taken down and like grappled, but I could also see him just kind of covering up and just letting the TKO happen.
He's coming off a loss where he got choked out. So.
Yeah. So I imagine he's probably going to be very scared of that. I don't know. I really do think that the safe bet, if you're being smart about this, and I'm not, but I think inside the distance, it's minus 150 right now. I think that's the best move, but I kind of want to take. I do want to take that. I'm going to take that. I need to stop trying to hit home runs, and I just need to hit a couple singles. You know. I think it's a good bet for you, though. I'm just, you mentioned in that Greg Velasco fight is what is in the back of my mind because I remember that night having Gaziev TKO and him knocking him out and Velasco's flailing all around the octagon and then he just gets subbed at the end and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm pretty sure that's the same night. Well, maybe it's not, but one of the same nights that no, it's not. It's not the same night. But when that other gentleman who just lost recently, the wrestler, got his first submission victory. I don't remember that.
Yeah, Thomas Peterson.
Yes, there you go. That fucking bum. But
no, that was Gaziev was the same night as our boy Kanan Khrushchevsky.
Oh wow,
he got that rear naked choke over Dylan Mantello, I believe, was fighting. No, yeah, he just won in the regional scene. So anyway,
how about it?
Back to what you were saying.
Gaziev inside the distance or TKO. That is the play here from the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast.
I would not be surprised if he got caught. Jairzinho got a TKO on his record just because.
No, not at all.
Kind of a huge step up from Greg Velasco, Martin Budai to somebody who's been in there with fucking. Look, who was Rosenstruck fight? He's fought 7-5 in the UFC. He's fought Blades, Volkov, Almeida, Dawkins, Sakai, Gon, Jr., Francis.
So many guys who fought for championships. I mean,
Overeem and Orlovsky.
Yeah,
So I think he might. The problem is, I think he's a little older. Not that Gaziev is young; he's 34, which I guess is kind of young for heavyweight. But
the wear and tear on Rosenstruck is a little bit there. I mean, Gaziev kind of just like stopped fighting for a while and then decided to fight again. This guy's been fighting the whole time, and in the kickboxing world before that. So.
Yeah.
A lot more miles on Mr. Jairzinho's tires as opposed to Gaziev. So we move on to the co-main event, ladies and gentlemen. Vitor Petrino, 10-0 against Tyson Pedro, 10-4. I think we have Petrino being the favorite here, right? I mean, that would be the move. Minus 300 to Tyson Pedro's plus 260 tie. Listen, Petrino the last time out there, it was a little shady. It was, all right? No, I'm sorry. I have him mixed up with the other gentleman, I believe. Or was it with it? Was he wasn't the fight where he was the absolute dog shit was getting beat out of him and then he came back and won in the second round, right? Who was that? Who was the Brazilian gentleman who like fought back and I don't remember who was it.
He just one of them just fought recently.
It wasn't against. Was it against Ihor or was it?
It was Ihor. Yeah, he just fought Ihor. It was what's his name?
It was Bellotto. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was one of the wildest fights I've ever seen. That man was getting his head bounced off the canvas. Petrino is more of just like if you look at his Tapology picture, the guy's built like a Greek god.
Petrino beat Bellotto twice by devastating fashion. If you remember.
My god, that's right on the Contender Series. Oh,
one of the Contender Series won once before that.
Yes. Okay, all right. Now, listen. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these fighters they all kind of mix match together. Especially
there's too many of them.
If you haven't fought that many times in the UFC, I'm like, wait, what's this guy? And I'm like, oh, that's right.
There's too many.
Then it all comes back. He has the triangle choke. I mean, this guy. From what I recall, I'm very high on him. I know it doesn't sound like it after I just had to be reminded who he was,
sure.
But I like this guy's game, especially the knockout of Modestas Bukkake.
Modestas.
Yeah, throw kicks, Modestas. We are a huge fan of Modestas on this pod.
That man who screamed that Will Curry will be fighting, I believe, this weekend. So
wow.
Or not this weekend. The next
Will Curry's
Cage Warriors
active fucking fighder, dude.
Drago. He said the next event's going to be March 30th at Cage Warriors 169. Jordan Vucenic is going to be on that card. He's one of the best English prospects. Who else? There's an Irish fella, I think, somewhere on this card, but I could be wrong.
Tyson Pedro, last time he fought, he beat the Pleasure Man, Turkali, which I forgot that he even existed, to be honest. He's fighting. I'm sorry. He's fighting Ibu Aslan, the last Ottoman.
Yeah. That guy's going to fuck him up.
Yeah. I don't even need to know anything about him. Blanchfield for... Oh, of course, that's the AC card. Yeah, okay. I mean, they loaded this thing with 14 fucking fights, and I don't think I want to see more than 2 of them.
I think you'll be there.
It's still possible. I'm still consider. I mean, unless the tickets are still $300, then I'm not going. I have a nice TV in my house. I could just watch them there. So I think I'm gonna go Petrino in some sort of fashion here. I just don't know what I really like. If I can get inside the distance at a reasonable price, -110. It seems like Pedro is kind of kill or be killed, but also he has no problem just getting eliminated. So he's got, well, I guess he's got 2 decision losses, so that's also a possibility. He's got 5 KO wins, 5 submission wins, and 1 KO loss and submission each. One coming from Shogun in 2018, which that was, and Ovince St. Peru straight arm locked him in 2018 as well. So it was a rough year for Mr. Pedro. He took 4 years off after that Shogun fight, fought Hurricane Ike. That's the problem though. When he came back, the level of competition was not exactly.
Harry Hunsucker.
Yeah, Harry Hunsucker. Shout out. He's a patron saint of the pod. 7-6 now. Just took a win in a grappling match. Got a Kimura off.
Shit, dude.
Good for Harry getting back on the fucking winning bandwagon. So, listen, I think Tyson Pedro is going to get eliminated here somehow, some way. Thing is, Petrino, he's not I mean, he's got 1 submission on his record, and that was the Prochnio arm triangle. So,
Came out of nowhere.
Ty, should I just go TKO and just not be a coward about it?
I'm not sure. I mean, the problem I have is I don't know what Pedro is going to look like after 1 round, after 1.5 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually he just wilts. The Bukauskas fight, he couldn't keep up.
Nope.
The Shogun fight, he wilted in the 3rd. The St. Peru fight was quick, but Ilir Latifi was able to take him down with ease in that fight and kind of just controlled him. Yeah, he's got good power, he's got good low kicks, but the volume's not there, the cardio's not there. He's probably cooked after 5 minutes, honestly, if you can't get this quick knockout. The problem is Petrino is like an athletic freak, a physical specimen. Just can't kind of teach the things that he has, and he can wrestle now, I guess.
Yeah,
and he's only 26. He's a pretty scary fella. He's a good minute winner. He's a good round winner. I like Vitor Petrino a lot. Trying to bring up I have like 77 tabs open, so 92 actually.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna close like 5 of them soon.
Yeah, that should.
Even against Turkali, he got 7 takedowns. I know he also got taken down, but that was his 2nd fight, his first in the UFC, and kind of a weird matchup. The Prochnio fight, he was kind of getting outstruck. Yeah, I want to see what kind of jump he makes. I don't really have a good read for this fight. I kind of want to take the under, but maybe I can see it going long. Again, I don't have anything just because I don't have a big read on it, but I am excited to see what happens. It could be fireworks. They're both tall. They're both long. I think Pedro has the reach advantage here slightly, but I don't know, man. If Pedro's going backwards, I don't think he's. I think he's probably fucked. And if it goes past 1.5 rounds, I think he also is probably fucked. So
now it's starting to really get clear here, Ty, because I remember the Prochnio fight the night of Volk Rodriguez, and he was like he kind of went to the wrestling because the striking wasn't not that it wasn't going his way, but he just saw the easy way to win this fight, and he started taking him down, and then he started it wasn't easy early on, and then he made it easy as the time went on. I could like you mentioned, Pedro does gas out. I could see these takedowns becoming easy as the fight goes on, and some sort of submission happening later on in the fight. So I'm gonna go Petrino inside the distance, -110.
Interesting.
I mean, I would like to bet what? How many subs does he have though? Right? Didn't I just name?
There's just that one.
It just has the one. What's the difference with the TKO? I have to. Let's do a little math here. Petrino plus 185 for TKO. Math. That's a big difference. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay at inside the distance. Chip away. # chip away. That's what. That's
Tiger Woods for the green.
Yeah,
chip away.
New mentality here on the podcast. Chip away. We must chip away at our L's to get back to W's, and then next week we'll lower the boom. on O'Malley money line, O'Malley TKO, O'Malley inside the distance. Anything I could.
Chito Vera round 5 sub.
Dude. Next week's going to be rough. I think I'm going to be out in public watching that. It's going to be it'll be tough if Cheeto just knocks him out.
That's going to be scary.
That will be a tough road. How about Alex Perez getting in there, the pull-out king? I mean, this guy's never going to have a child the way this man pulls
the anti-Cromartie.
Yeah, this guy is just leaving it out, leaving it in, then leaving it out. When's the last time he fought Pantoja in 2022? He got rear naked choke. That was the Pena Nunez 2 card. That was an ugly.
Before that was against Figueiredo.
Yeah,
which they headlined. That event on a pay-per-view, which I thought was kind of.
That was the one where they had Royval and Moreno fought earlier in the night. I'm pretty sure.
That was the night Figueiredo was supposed to fight Cody Garbrandt originally, and Cody G tore his bicep, if you remember correctly.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah. Wow.
Robbie Lawler, Mike Perry was just that. That card was a disaster. Yeah, it was Moreno Royval in the prelims. Paul Craig, Shogun. Yeah, that card was. This was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, this was a pay-per-view. Valentina Shevchenko lost the first
Jennifer
round.
Maia took a round from Val, and everyone's like, "Oh my God!"
And she just
that was the highlight of the card.
That was the beginning of the end. You could honestly look back and be like, "Wow, things were starting to look left there for Miss Shevchenko." How about Mukayev? He's fighting out. I didn't even mention Muhammad Mukayev, who is the big favorite in this, minus 350 to Alex Perez's plus 290. I think these odds are appropriate. Alex Perez is really, you never know what you're going to get with him. He
still might not show up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like how inactive he's been of recent. I mean, before this, he was fighting quite often, but then once he got that, title shot, it was like, I'm good. And then he pulled out, 5 different times, or I don't know if it's just him pulling out. Is he the only one that's, Schnell pulled out of a couple of those fights. He pulled out of one, he missed weight.
10 of his last 12 booked fights fell apart is kind of wild.
It is insane. Perez medical issue. Kai Car-France injury. So I guess it's not all his fault, but Perez withdrew from the Albazi fight. Smart. That was smart. So listen, Mukayev, he's got all the strength and power behind him, all the momentum. He's coming off of a triangle choke of Tim Elliott. Made it kind of look easy. I think I
losing
had
that fight though, wasn't he?
I'm pretty. I don't know.
On the scorecards.
Was he really?
I thought he was down 2-0 on 2.
Really?
Of the judges' scorecards, but I could be. I feel like did I make that up?
You might have
made that up.
Maybe. Who knows? I do remember.
I will check.
I do remember that being kind of like I had decision bet, and it kind of just fell apart at the end. Maybe I had Tim Elliott. I'm not sure. But he's 10-0 either way, and this is not really a huge step up, but this is kind of the next level for Muhammad Mukayev. So I guess the next step would be here for us to look at the odds and some of these inside the distance props or things of that nature. Mukayev is plus 120 inside the distance. His submission is plus 150, and his TKO is plus 800. You can get it as high as 1150 on some websites. FanDuel's really just giving out these odds this week. I don't know if that seems like the website to use, but
yeah.
Ty, I'll let you lead this off and tell me what you like here, or if you like anything in this.
Yeah, so he was down to 2018 on 2 of the scorecards going into the third against Tim Elliott, but he does have 3 straight late round 3 subs, so maybe that's just kind of like his thing. I think he shows a lot of holes at times, Mukayev does. But I do like him overall from a prospect standpoint. I think I
hate him, but he's a good prospect.
He's a bit much. He's crazy. He's weird. He's angry. He seems to be angry at the world. Which, hey, I'm right there with you, buddy.
Club.
He won't tap. He seems to be tough to kill. You know what I mean? Was it Jafel Filo or was it
Yes. No, Malcolm Gordon was the one that ripped his ACL out.
His knee. Yeah. And he was just like, I'm not tapping. That's wild. If you look at his strike totals, it's not great. Some of his stats aren't great, but I don't know, man. I think his wrestling grappling mix is pretty good. I just think it's a bit lazy at times. Sometimes he gets reversed or put in something.
Yep.
I feel like he's left a lot to be desired for some people, at least for the price tags that he's been given.
Sure.
He's still young, still improving. I noticed that he pulls out of striking range a little awkwardly sometimes. Just something to keep a notice. because Alex Perez is pretty good boxing. It's been a while. So he's very super untrustworthy. So who knows what he's even doing? He also has good kicks. Remember, he knocked out UCF Formiga with leg kicks.
Yeah.
Again, so long ago though. Like that was fucking 2020, dude. Like that was when I first moved to Florida, and like I hardly like Nunes Spencer, that card. But also has good submissions himself. The problem is he has 5 submission losses. He just puts himself in just terrible spots. He'll leave his neck out on the line. His fight IQ isn't really good. He does have that collegiate wrestling background, but again, I don't know where his cardio's at. I don't know where his head's at. I think he's going to shoot a takedown and get guillotined. I got Muhammad Mokaev by sub in this fight. I think he's going to make it. I think what would that be? 4 subs in a row. Yeah. So give me Mokaev. Maybe round 3 sub. Why not? Keep the trend going.
Yeah. You going to take that on the card?
Not the round 3. Just because I don't know Perez. I feel like he might not last that long. When he's been subbed. The last couple times they've been early, man. He's been finished early pretty much every single time.
Yeah.
Honestly, besides against Adam Antolin, and that was at the beginning of the second round by prayer choke, whatever that is. So he might need a prayer to get out of a choke in this fight.
Prayer choke. That's pretty fucking wild. But
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna go Mokaev submission as well, plus 150. This is one of those bets where like. I think Mokaev's going to win, but if Perez wins, I'll still be happy because I fucking hate Mokaev. So I just hate how much he complains on Twitter and cries and just always, everyone's always being mean to him and, this isn't fair and you guys are all bums, but I don't want to fight you. And like I hate when little guys talk shit on dudes who are like 170. Like he does that from time to time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just too much on Twitter. Any fighter, to be honest, that I see too much on Twitter, who's being serious, who's not just like messing around, I don't like you. So Mokaev, honestly, I think it started is when he arguing with Tim Elliott, saying that somebody sent him like desserts to his room, and they're like, he's like, hey, dickhead, they sent that to every room, like. You're a fucking moron. I remember like seeing that tweet online, but like it's just stupid shit like that.
It's always something in the flyweight division.
Yeah. Those guys. Yeah. You guys are a bunch of. All right. So if you know, you know. How about we're both coming Mokaev submission plus 150. How about Umar Nurmagomedov? That's right. That is the son of Habib. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. What is his relation? Cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah. I mean, they have fucking a million cousins, but he's fighting. True. A gentleman who we've never heard of before this card happened. I remember seeing him get signed, and we were like, "Oh shit!" And then the first fight was against Umar Nurmagomedov. We were like, never mind.
That's good. Yeah, good luck, buddy.
You're up against it, buddy. The odds are what here? 1,100, 1,200, 1,500,
1,300.
Yeah, you can get it as high as 1,600 as if you really wanted to. If that's
fucking nuts.
Bekzat Almakan. That's who he's fighting. He's plus 850 from Kazakhstan, I believe, right? Is he from? Hello.
He is a Kazakh.
Number 130
potassium.
135. He just got coming off of a fight in I think it was November against Jan Faraz, who is 15-6 now after that loss. That gentleman was 5'2", and that fight was at 125. So I wonder if this is not his natural weight class. I guess at 135. I think he's a small.
Well, he's pretty big.
He is pretty big. It seems like that fight.
He looks kind of jacked.
Yeah, he does look kind of jacked. I don't think it's really going to matter here. I mean, Umar has shown that he is head and shoulders above some of these guys.
His one loss came at 135 to a fellow who's, I mean, you can probably say his name, Sultan Zoldoshbek Ulu. He's 19-2. Maybe this guy should be in the UFC. Honestly, he looks to be pretty scary.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's also from Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan's got some scary people. This guy looks like he would have no problem taking your arm off.
He's fighting out of Nur-Sultan, Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
shout out to
Nur-Sultan
Ruzboyev.
Yeah, so I don't know. What I have noticed, this guy, he did get rocked. He did get dropped a couple times in the regional scene. And I think that knowing that alone is enough for me to want to take Umar by knockout. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What do we think? Because his last fight, he absolutely eliminated Ione Barcelos in a way that none of us even thought we didn't even know what happened.
I think we both had either submission or decision, one of those two, and we were just like, "Oh man!"
Like he literally somebody turned his lights off mid-fight, like they shut the switch off, and he just like fell. And that was it. I was like, all right. He does have a bunch of chokes, a bunch of good head kicks. He's starting to strike more and use his striking. A lot of like a flashy kickboxer with grappling to fall back on, which is very scary. You know, something Habib and some of the other Russians don't have that kind of combination. Did you see the Sean O'Malley story that he told of when he met Umar in the bathroom?
No.
He like met him at the bathroom at the fights, and then I guess I forget what their run-in was, but it was nothing like bad. Like apparently they have respect for each other, which is kind of cool. Like Umar said, you know, all these guys are scared to fight me. I just want to, you know, hopefully get a top 5 fighter so I can then fight Sean O'Malley, who he predicts will smash Chito Vera.
Wow, big respect.
Yeah,
very rare from those Russian guys that they, you know, are respectful.
Especially if you know, encounter somebody like O'Malley, who's a big troll. But O'Malley said, I guess later during the fight card, he saw Umar sleeping on Ali's shoulder during the fight. So that was he said that happened. He thought it was the craziest thing ever. But yeah, I think Beksad is a pretty decent prospect. But this is just, I mean, I don't know how you can beat this test. So I mean, what are we doing here? We got to go with something.
I think and the reason I say that is because Bekzat's got 13 KOs on his record. So like, I think this man is all about throwing them hands. Yeah, like it seems like he's got 2 submission victories and 1 submission loss. So I think it doesn't seem like that's a strength of his, like a focus. And
most of Umar's fights in the UFC, I mean, how many times does he look to stand and trade and get a knockout? The Nate Maness decision, Nate Maness landed 2 strikes total. Umar controlled him for like 12 minutes of that fight. And then the other ones, he went straight down, takedown, and then the fight was over. 1 takedown, this fight's probably over. I like that. I'm going to go Umar sub, and I think we're looking good on this.
Yeah, plus 150. I really like this, to be honest. And I think the Barcelos fight was a little different because I think he respected Barcelo, or not even necessarily respected, but
the grappling.
The grappling would be a little tricky, and I think he knew he had the advantage in the stand-up. I think, I mean, I know it's kind of, you know, not cliche, but, you know, you see Nurmagomedov and you're like, oh, yeah, this guy's probably good. Now, this guy is really fucking good. Like, he's nasty. He's on that level. He's not Usman.
I wish he got that Sandhagen fight.
Isn't that the guy's name, Usman? Is he still fighting?
He's the champion over.
Isn't he suspended, though?
He did get suspended. That suspension should be lifted soon, I believe.
I wonder what's going to happen with some of those. I mean, he's only 25. I would love to see him in the UFC. He would never do it, though, because Makhachev's here, but I'd love to see some of these guys just get.
Bring them all here.
He's the younger brother of Umar and a cousin of former. Okay, so they're just.
So Usman is Umar's brother.
Yeah, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. But
imagine going out the bar with like your boy or your brother, and you getting a brother brawl with the Usman Umar Nurmagomedov tandem.
I think you're absolutely insane if you see these guys in public and want to fight them. No matter what they said, I'd be like, "Hey guys, listen, I'm sorry, brother. Inshallah, we'll get out of here." All right.
Umar and Usman versus Matt and James. What do we got?
Oh my God, no! It's just I'm calling the police, dude. That's As
police, brother.
As Habib famously said, we go to police, they go to hospital. So that's if he ever sees Conor and his team out in public. So
that's terrifying.
That is absolutely terrifying. I as well am going to go Umar. Submission plus 150, I believe, is what the number we're getting at, and I think I love
that. Rear naked choke, baby. RNC.
So, I also wanted to mention, did you see the video? No, I tagged you in it. That video of O'Malley and Tim acting like De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia in the back. Dude, that shit
was perfect.
It was so perfect, because that's probably exactly what happened. Like, hey, you can do
it. And now
Devin
Haney and Ryan Garcia are going back and forth. Ryan Garcia has a shirt of Diddy and Devin Haney together on a shirt, which, you know, the Diddy Meek Mill Usher dramas.
Yeah, look it up. Google it.
What is going on in our world? Or what happened to our beloved North Philly rapper who has besmudged himself? If that's even a word. But and then Devin Haney besmirched. Yeah, besmudging.
You were close.
Besmirching. Yeah, I was a word. I'll let her off. And then Devin Haney made a shirt of Ryan Garcia dressed kind of like how De La Hoya was that one time he was in Fishnets.
That's good.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia is very memeable. I think Devin Haney's going to put his lights out, but
Yeah, that goes without
That's
saying.
for another day.
How about Matt Schnell, Steve Urseg? Matt Schnell. Now, listen, Matt Schnell is responsible for one of the great, comeback victories I've ever seen.
Comeback
Against Sumajari, right? That was the
Yep.
that
he was
was
like he pretty much was about to be. It was about to be stopped like 3 times.
And last time he fought, though, was 2015. Doesn't seem like that long. Or 2015. Jesus Christ.
Oh
2020. That would have been wild. Like, I don't know what made me just say 15, because there's no 15 even on my screen. But 20,
He's fought since 2020.
2022. 2022.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 2020
No,
also. I was like,
fucking
when the fuck did this guy last fight?
No, I think I was just so ready to say that if a light breeze comes through the arena while he's fighting, he's going to be doing the chicken dance. Matt Schnell does not have a good chin whatsoever. And Steve Urseg, listen, this guy is the decision king, it seems like, since he's joined the UFC. He's not real. Alessandro Costa, that was a tough matchup, but he kind of, he survived, made it look easy. The Dvorak fight, Dvorak kind of ran from him. I thought he was going to get that finish at some point. He was hurting Dvorak in that fight. But Ty, I think what do we do here bet-wise? Do we think it's a TKO situation or submission situation for Mr. Urseg? Urseg is minus 450, 400. He's a huge favorite against Matt Schnell plus 300. So, what do you like here?
I kind of like Urseg knockout. I know he only has one, but he has some pretty good striking. He hits kind of hard. I think he has a couple club and subs on his record, if I remember correctly, because he's pretty much predominantly was or is a grappler. But he just has, he's very long. He's very long. Obviously looks just like Robin Aaron. But I think he has decent power, honestly, like solid striking all around. Good low kicks, good kicks all around, mixes it in well. He actually has an amateur loss to Dennis Bondar, which sounds fake, but it happened. Let's see, rear naked choke, arm triangle. Yeah, he has some mounted guillotine. He has some good subs. Matt Schnell has been subbed twice, and one of them was kind of recent. Royval guillotined him. I think he just shot for a sloppy shot. Takedown. Tim Elliott also front naked choked him. He didn't rear naked choke him. He front naked choked him. So that's pretty crazy to do.
I don't even know what that looks like. That's crazy.
Tim Elliott. He listen. Don't get on Tim Elliott's bad side. All right. You know what happens then. But I don't know. Should we go Urseg sub? Should we go Urseg knockout? Should we go Urseg inside the distance? Is that even bettable? What do you think?
Inside the distance is minus 125. So that, I think that's not a bad number. And I know I've been trying to bet some of these minus, trying to be responsible. I'm just trying to see if Matt Schnell, he's been knocked out 4 times, Ty. And, he's been guillotined by Brandon Royval. I could see that happening. Urseg, like you said, he's got those nifty...
It's funny because Schnell's a black belt. So it's
I know. I think a lot of his submission losses are just where he gets rocked and he's like, "Oh my god!" and he puts his hands on somebody and someone's like, "Yeah, here's your neck. Okay, I'll take it." And
I'll have it.
And they just, I think inside the distance is the safe bet here. I would love to bet one of those other ones, but I just don't know how it's going to happen. So I'm going to go Urseg. I'm going to go Urseg inside the distance. I think it's a safe bet. I'm done trying to go out there and win. Like I said, chip away. This is the Chip Away podcast. So. Urseg inside the distance. What are you taking?
Same thing.
All right.
I like it.
And now we keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. Astro Boy inside the distance. That is the main card.
Robin Aaron
by inside the distance. We move on to the prelim section of the card. We have Eric ya boy Anders versus Jamie Pickett. Jesus. Now it starts to get dirty, ladies and gentlemen. We might not be spending too much time on some of these fights, but Eric ya boy is a minus 500 favorite, and I don't think you'll ever see that again against Jamie Pickett unless they lined him up against me. Jamie Pickett, it's been a while since he lost to Bo Nickel. That was all the way in last year, but he did have a loss in the middle of that to the Big Yins, he's not his name anymore. That was my favorite nickname in all of MMA.
R.I.P.
Josh Fremd. Well, he's still alive, but the nickname is dead. You are right. Let's. What do you like? Anything here? I mean, is Eric your boy Anders even bettable here? Because I think he wins, but I don't trust him to get him out of there or anything like that.
Well, his last win, he got Kyle Dawkins out of there, so at least he showed that. He also got a takedown too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can even bet on this. I mean, he's getting older, but he's still pretty active. former D1 athlete. Like I said, roll Tide. Yeah. What? I mean, Pickett. Truly, this is win or go home. He's lost 4 in a row. He's been finishing 3 of them. I think twice in the first round. I mean, getting knocked out by Dennis Tululin is and Jordan Wright. And losing a decision to Fanon Chukwi. Yeah, he doesn't even have good losses really. So
No.
his only 2 wins are decisions against Joseph Holmes and Laureano Staropoli, my cousin, and Joseph Ugly Man Holmes, who is still not having any success. I believe he just had a canceled fight. His only win was against Alan Amidovsky, so that just shows you how low some of these guys at middleweight are. He's been knocked out twice. He's mainly been submitted. Do we think Eric Andrews gets a second career sub? I don't know. Maybe it's a decision. Maybe it's a knockout. Either way, I have no idea. And so I'm just going to stay away. But I guess I would go Andrews knockout, ground and pound or something.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay away from this as well. And I probably would bet TKO. What is the number for TKO, though? If it's really fat, I might have to bet it. Anders, inside the distance is plus 130. Holy shit. He should kill him, shouldn't he? I mean, Jamie Pickett has been finished in 6 of his losses. 6 of his 10 losses. He's got 10 losses. Pickett to get knocked out is plus 280 on FanDuel. No, I'm sorry, on Bet Rivers and Unibet. So I'm going to go Anders TKO. This is a bad bet. This is a bad bet, but the number's there. I need to step out of my shell every once in a while. 280. I don't even know if that's a correct line. It's on here. I don't know why they would put it on here if it wasn't correct. But Anders, TKO plus 280, and we keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not waste too much time on Mr. Pickett. How about Vinicius Oliveira is getting in there against Bernardo Sopaj, the Lion King. Is that how you say his name? Is that turned into an I? I don't know. I never know. Stockholm, yes. Sweden. Sopai?
Yeah, he's training. Sopai. Yeah, sorry. He's Albanian, but he's training at Stockholm at TriStar or All Stars, I guess it's called, in Stockholm, Sweden. He's pretty good, dude. I like him.
You don't like this Oliveira guy, if I remember correctly, right? Or
not a fan of. I mean, he's good. Loke Dog. He's good. He just keeps his hands down. That's what he does, and I don't like. He's been knocked out a couple times. Ali Taleb, I think was a big underdog in that fight in the UAE Warriors card, and he knocked him out in the 3rd round because I don't think this guy has good cardio either. Vinicius Oliveira. He does hit hard. He is quick. He has some good things about him, right? Very exciting to watch. I think he's got that kill or be killed style. Like I said, been KO 3 times. Just fights with his hands down, and I long arms, sure. So he makes it work. But I like the Sopai guy, dude. He's a powerful striker, pushes a heavy pace, mixes in takedowns, good cardio. He was supposed to defend his AFN title next week, so he's taking this fight on short notice. But he was prepared. He was in camp. Pretty good kicking game. He's been dropped. I've seen before mid kick. But he also has, I believe he has a head kick knockout and a low kick knockout. If I remember that correctly. Yes, I do. Yes, I am. Hold on. And he was the champion at AFN, which I believe is All Stars Fight Night, I believe. So, the problem is he's young. He's lost some decisions, so I'm not sure about his, general fight IQ, or maybe his cardio isn't that great when you get into the 3rd round because he has a lot of early finishes. But again, he does have a couple late finishes. I like his boxing. I like his boxing a lot. He fucking face planted this dude, Julian Pierre Lopez, straight. It was kind of like I want to say Topuria-esque, but it was a pullback right and just straight smashed him to dirt. And then I could see a lot of openings for Oliveira to get hit. And like I said, he's been knocked out. This guy has been knocked out. He's lost close decisions to pretty good fighters. Francesco Nuzzi, my other cousin, he's pretty good. He might get a UFC contract in the near future. Alexei Shaposhnikov, he, I think, is only 9-4, but a pretty decent, tough Russian guy. So I like Sopai here. There's this, we don't know. We don't know. It's easy to say he knocked out Giovanni Vargas and some of these other guys that aren't great. But again, I'm not big on Oliveira, so maybe under is the right play, like under a half a round or under 1 round.
Under 1.5 rounds is plus 104.
Oh, I like that. Should I do a double dip? Because I think I'm going to take. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on. So you said under 1.5 is plus 105. I see. Yeah. I don't see any props readily available for this fight. Probably because it just got made. I would love to take Sopai not inside TKO.
Yeah, I can get. Let me see what you got here. Sopai TKO.
You got to call your guy.
Plus 225. Yeah, I just called my guy. He just gave me plus 225.
I'm going to take Sopai TKO, and I'm going to take under 1.5.
Okay. Wow.
I think did I hit a double dip last week? I did. All right. So at least I didn't. I'm not completely fucked in the double dip. Last week I had what's his name? Ribeiro. He got knocked out instead, but at least I had under a half a round, which hit.
You did hit the 1/2. Yeah, the half of it, which you actually made money on that, but who's counting?
Yeah, so not me. No, yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna go Sopai. I think Oliveira again. He really wants. He begs to get knocked out. So let's give it to him.
Plus 225. I'm gonna take that as well. Plus 225. The TKO.
I've heard good things about the Sopai kid too. So
yeah, and
he's only 23, but
like I'm gonna count on this guy's grappling. Since he's Brazilian, being at least serviceable. He's never been submitted. He's only got 2 submissions. Seems like he just. If I remember that, like he just pulls some nonsense in the cage sometimes, where you're just like, dude, what are you like? Like Dana loved him, like he was all a showman and all that shit. But he's gonna learn very quickly what happens when you fuck around in the cage in the UFC. So I'm gonna go 225 TKO, and we keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen, to the next fight on the card, which is Javid Basharat. Wow, the Basharats. You go a couple weeks, you can always find a Basharat fighting in the UFC. A no contest the last time out, which was in October. I believe Victor Henry's nuts exploded the night of the Makachev Volkanovski 2.
Didn't Basharat say he was faking it?
Yeah, yes, he did.
Poor guy. He's like, yo, I'm in the fucking hospital.
Yeah, what a dick. So he's fighting Amin Zahabi. I know you have said before that you think Amin Zahabi was going to be the next GSP. He was the next Truth of Canada. He fought.
I hate Amin Zahabi.
Arichi Lang, I believe, the Mongolian murderer, took a W off him.
Yeah, he knocked him out in a minute. I had Arichi Lang in that fight.
Yes.
I was like, where's this coming from? Just knocking dudes out in minutes.
Well, he knocked out Big Draco.
Yeah, that guy. Whatever happened to Big Draco?
Draco's 7-4 right now.
He's bare knuckle boxing, and he's 1-0. He's in
BKFC.
I didn't even realize. I forgot he's in BKFC. Yeah, he beat Will Shutt. Sorry. Jesus Christ. He actually lost a couple more times after. Yeah, he lost to Chris Lencioni in B2 fighting series. Oh my God, when did Chris Lencioni go there from Bellator?
Well, Bellator kind of folded up shop, so I think everyone was just kind of free to go as they please. How about, I can't find oh, here we go, plus 600 for Amin Zahabi. Javid Basharat's minus 800, 900. I don't know what I like here. I mean, I think this might be a stay away spot because the thing with Basharat is he's all over the place with his finishes. Like 5 TKOs, 5 or 6 submissions, 3 decisions. And if you look at Zahabi, he's only got 2 losses, but what are they? One's by knockout, one's by decision. And one of them was a spinning back elbow by Ricardo Ramos. That was crazy. So, Ty, unless you convince me, I don't know if I really want to bet this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Javid, 3 decisions, Gravely, Trevin Jones, Matuz Madonsa. I feel like he should have finished one of those, and even the guy he finished on the Contender Series, that dude was an absolute fraud can. Orhan Kalan, the fucking the Israeli fella, I think he was undefeated, and then he lost his next 2 fights, and then he won 2. And it took him till the end of the 3rd round to even sub him. So I don't love Zahabi at all. And I don't know what he's 36. I think he turns 37 soon. So, no, he just turned 36. So, yeah, I guess the play would probably, I don't see anything. I think Basharat decision's a pretty good play, but even then I think Basharat's very well rounded. I think he can be hit. So that's kind of, he wants to improve his striking for sure. And I think he is a slow starter. So I think there's going to be a lot of minutes and time parts of this fight that are kind of, non-active, if you will, on both sides. So yeah, I guess that's probably the play, but I'm not gonna bet anything.
I'm staying away as well. How about Christian Leroy Duncan Claudio Ribeiro, Christian Leroy coming off of, I think, a loss, right? Was that? Or no, he won. Okay,
he
before
won,
that was the loss to
yeah,
Petrosian, which was not good.
Fraud checked.
Yeah, Tululin, if you need a get-right fight, that's the ultimate get-right fight. Just get him in there. Let him knock that guy out. Ribeiro, he's coming off of a loss. Yeah, that's right. Roman Kopylov kicked his head into the third row. That was tough. Abdulrazak Al-Hassan separated him from his consciousness. So that it's been and he knocked out the ugly man. So Joseph Holmes. I wonder what is Joseph Holmes doing these days? Is he still in the UFC?
I think UPS was running a special. I thought I saw him in the commercial.
Come on. No, he is not in the UFC. He had a fight scheduled in AKA, but he had to pull out because of a neck injury. So that's not good. Hope everything is all right with Mr. Ugly Man. So Claudio Ribeiro, though, he has been knocked out twice and submitted once. Has no submissions on his record. I don't think you'll have to worry about that in this one. I think this is going to be strictly a stand-up affair. I don't really like Christian Leroy Duncan's game, though. He's good. He has the capabilities to hurt people, but I don't know. The Petrosian fight kind of opened my eyes, but I don't. And like Ribeiro's not that guy, though. You're not that guy, pal. And I don't think Ribeiro is that guy. You know, I don't think he's that good.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to probably take Leroy Duncan TKO, but I don't know if that's really a good number. I never even gave you the odds. We have minus 300, 310 for Mr. Leroy Duncan. Ribeiro, you can get him at plus 250. TKO is minus 110. I'm going to take that. Leroy Duncan. CLD.
They have 19 combined finishes, only one by submission. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a stand and bang. I think they're going to bang hard this weekend. The thing about Duncan, I'm not sure if he can cover these big price tags without a knockout, but I think this is a very good spot for that early knockout. I think it does have to be early too. He seems to be very low volume, despite he throws like flashy strikes and flashy combos. Strong in the clinch, but doesn't do much with it. So I think he can be exposed more. But
yeah. No, his movement style is like that McGregor kind of, where you're hopping the whole time, but that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, and also Conor would throw volume out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Conor wasn't a low volume guy despite getting a lot of early finishes. CLD needs the early finishes, but Ribeiro swings hard, just very sloppy. He also has good low kicks, so maybe that could be a deciding factor to kind of mitigate the movement of CLD. But I'm going to go CLD by TKO. I think Ribeiro, he's just been knocked out multiple times, and his wins are very low level. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this.
CLD, TKO minus 110, and we move on to the next fight on the card, which is Ludovic Klein. Wow. Alaska's own. No, I'm just kidding. He actually is Alaska, right? Doesn't he fight out of Alaska?
I think he's from there, yeah. I think he's from the Alaskan fight scene. I think he's the one guy to beat the curse, if you will.
I'm pretty sure we talked about that, yeah, because he beat Bahamondes, and we were like, holy shit. Maybe I got him. I think I might have him mixed. I don't know, though. I don't know, because didn't he fight Trezano and he lost? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So that Ludovic Klein, he's fighting AJ Cunningham. If you want to learn about his story, look him up. It's kind of fucked up. It's kind of actually really fucked up. Stephen Nguyen beat the fucking dog shit out of him on the Contender Series, and then he came back. He beat a guy who was 8-10, and then the UFC just gave him a fight here against Ludovic Klein, where he is a huge, huge underdog. What is the odds here? I'm pretty sure I had it right here. Minus 901,000 for Ludovic Klein. AJ Cunningham plus 600, 625. I don't think I'll ever be able to bet something like this, so I'm staying away.
Yeah, Klein hasn't had a knockout in some time since it was Shane Young, and he missed weight for that fight. I think that was his first UFC fight, and since then, yeah, he is undefeated since moving up to 155, but he hasn't finished any of these guys. Majority draw to Jai Herbert, even though I thought he won that.
Yeah.
Was supposed to fight Joel Alvarez, so big step down in competition going from Alvarez to AJ Cunningham. If you ever seen a picture of Ludovic Klein on Instagram, go look. He looks to be in awesome physical shape with a world-renowned trainer at his side, so that's good. Ludovic Klein has this patented head kick that he likes to throw and land very well. I think he's going to do it and land it. I think AJ Cunningham, hopefully he's not on the dog food, the actual dog food that is.
Come on.
Trains with Bryce. Stepping on short notice also. Like, I mean, what's Bryce Mitchell going to have for him that's going to make him figure this out? I don't know. Maybe he's going to have to bury the hatchet with his dad, but This is tough. I mean, dude, going from getting absolutely smoked on the Contender Series by a good fighter. I like Stephen Wynn. I think we both saw that. I don't think he's made his UFC debut yet, though. No, he's going to fight Jarno Aarons later this month, so that's good. We'll see him get his debut against somebody we don't rate highly in Jarno Aarons, so that's good. But even if Stephen Wynn was a good prospect, or it turns out to be a very good prospect, that was just an absolute mauling. And like he was landing some shots, Cunningham, but there was a lot of slapping and like not a lot of full force behind it, you know? Yeah, and he's got that tall man's defense. He's just very not good. He went to the body lot. That's something he was doing that was good, but that's it. Like he was pretty much body hunting, which is kind of weird. I don't think he belongs in the UFC, period. And Ludovic Klein he just beat, outpaced Ignacio Bahamondes on the feet and on the ground. Like that's very impressive. I know you and I both like Bahamondes as a game.
Yeah.
He knocked down and hurt Mason Jones. Did very well against Devontae Smith. Like these were or are decent fighters that he's beaten or at least gone to a draw with. The Nate Landwehr fight was rough, but that was at 145. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any odds here. I don't know what his knockout would be. I guess it's
minus 115.
Damn,
I'm taking it.
I wonder what his sub is. Does he have subs?
Klein plus 450. The only thing that stopped me from betting that was that AJ Cunningham has never been subbed, and also has 4 submissions himself. So like that, it seems
all
like
these subs for Klein were early in his career too. Yeah, I like TKO. I think we should lock that in.
All right, TKO minus 115. I wish you could bet specific like.
Yeah.
But then it would piss me off if I didn't get that actual like that. They were like, no, sorry, he landed the ground and pound after, so it's technically ground and pound. You're like, oh, fuck off, man. That's bullshit. Like you know people who bet like the well, I don't know if you guys do this shit down in Florida, but like people around here all betting the like method, the first bucket methods around here for NBA, and it's like if the guy shoots a mid ranger or like they counted it as a layup because it was a floater. It's like what like. I'm like, I don't know how you people do this shit, because I would want to fucking blow my brains out if I was losing bets on, like, some guy in FanDuel going, nah, I don't think so. So, how about Loic Rajabov, the Tajik tank? Whoa, when's the last time we saw him? Was that Rebecca? Oh, my God.
I got shellacked.
That's
fucked.
right.
Yeah.
That was
tarred and feathered.
Yeah, that was a little bit ago. He's fighting Al-Zawadi. Abdul Karim Al-Zawadi, the pride of Palestine. So, wonder if any political statements will be made this weekend. Who knows? Hopefully. I always love that kind of shit. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Also, they're going through it. I just saw some latest news.
Yeah, it's not...
It's fucked. It's really fucked. I'm laughing just because of like some of the nature of it is just insanely fucked.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's not...
the one country saying, hey, we're going to give you some food, and then they get in line for food, and they just gun them all down.
Yeah,
that's like, Jesus Christ.
It's a whole nother
nuts.
Yeah, like that side of the world is just there's some fucked up shit happening, man. Yeah. It really. But on another note, as we talk about betting on these guys fighting, Al-Zawadi is a minus 180 favorite to Loic, is his plus 150. Do you know anything about Mr. Al-Zawadi other than his, he's this Contender Series fight against George Hardwick?
Yeah, dude, he was a big, big underdog against George Hardwick, and Hardwick looked like shit, honestly. I feel like he might come back. Yeah, I think he was the double champ in Cage Warriors, so I think he will be back. It was just a bad fight. Yeah, so Wadi's short, stocky. He's got good ground and pound, good forward pressure, good low kicks, very active, just throws a lot at you. He just seems like he's kind of easy to be hit. And he has been knocked out multiple times. He has been hurt multiple times, but he also kind of trains at Fortis, so he's definitely making improvements. He has a loss to Mial Santiago, who's pretty good, who also lost to BSD. And ever since I watched that fight, I was like, I don't know how I feel about Al-Zawadi. And then I just think he's been making some steady improvements. Honestly, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Some of them were, not the best competition, but he beat the shell that Jake Sebastian fella. And I just don't know about Rosabov's cardio. I mean, he looks really bad in his last fight. He's been dropped 3 times in his last 2 fights. I don't think he has the striking or the cardio, really. He does have the wrestling. Remember, he took Ribovic down like 11 times. I just don't know if that's going to be enough. El Sawadi seems to have some good wrestling. He has a couple submission wins, not only 2, but he's never been submitted. And I think his takedown defense, if I remember correctly, is pretty good. I think he took George Hardwick down also on the Contender Series. So I don't know, man. I feel like this is a pretty good spot for an underdog, but I don't know if I trust Loic after that last fight.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay away. I do like Al Sawadi. I don't love him. Been knocked out a couple times. The thing about him, he's been knocked out like bad, brutally. Miao Santiago spinning back, elbowed him out cold. Dumar Roa hit him with a knee that just fucking sent him into a different dimension. And early on in his career, he also got knocked out badly. So I don't know. Maybe that's something like that just doesn't go away. But again, being at Fortis, he's only 28. He's pretty jacked. Fighting out. He was born in Baton Rouge. Shout out them Tigers. But yeah, I'm gonna stay away.
Whatever happened to Eagle FC? They just fold up?
No, I don't think they folded up. I think they're still around.
They haven't ran a fight since 23, I think.
Yeah, they might have folded up.
It might have been time just to fold up. To get out of there.
And their main event ended in a no contest, so that's how they went out.
That's sad. Not really though. I don't care. What was it? Oh my god,
no
who
idea.
the fuck are these guys? Yeah, all right. What am I talking about? That is UFC Vegas 88, ladies and gentlemen, from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas.
Love going there.
I actually am excited for this card just from the fact that I'll be home by myself all weekend, chilling, just watching the fights. And it's a 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock start, so I can get drinking early. I gotta ref some basketball early in the day. I think I'll miss the first fight live, and then I'll come home and I'll be ready to go for the whole card, and then I don't have to do nothing until later on at night. So there you go. What a great enjoy the fights, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited. I know everyone out there is excited. There is a lot of undefeated fighters on this card, so I guess someone's
somebody's gotta go. Yeah.
So we'll
also
see.
Some boxing. There's I think it's going to be on ESPN Plus on Saturday. Also in the daytime, it's in New York. A daytime Saturday boxing card, Top Rank on ESPN. Ray Ford, I believe that is the Camden, New Jersey fellow.
Oh,
Ray
wow.
the Savage Ford. Yeah, he's 5'7", fighting at 126. This is for the WBA World Featherweight belt. He's fighting Otabek Kolmatov. He is also undefeated, fighting out of, I believe, Uzbekistan. Assholes, Uzbekistan.
Hello.
So that's going to be hello. This is going to be the main event from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino venue. I know you've been there before. Luis Alberto Lopez will be in the co-main event. That's also going to be at 126. Maybe it's a setup fight. He's won a bunch of fights in a row. Joette Gonzalez, Mick Conlon, Josh Warrington, Jason Vargas. He's beaten some good fighters. So we'll see if he can beat Rhea Abe, who is one of the better Japanese boxers at the lower weight class. Japanese boxing is coming on strong, so you got to watch out for those guys. His last win, Kiko Martinez. He's okay. He's probably going to get smoked here, but I'm excited to see the main event. Ray Ford representing Camden, New Jersey. Hopefully can win a belt here at 126. It's a pretty good division. Nia Inoue is floating around those divisions, so if you can get your name on the map, he can possibly get some super fights. And Ray Ford, I believe is only like 25. So that's going to take place around the same time as the UFC card, so it's going to be conflict of interest, but it's also on ESPN Plus, so there's that. If you are not doing anything, Amanda Serrano fights Saturday night on DAZN. I don't think there's really anything else going on. So if you want to watch Jake Paul fight Ryan Borland, the Rhino, he is 17-2. So that's good, right? It's better than all of his other opponents, I guess. It's just I don't know how much better. Very slow steps, but I'm kind of happy he's doing this in a way. This guy's 35. Kind of doesn't look like he's in the best physical shape or the most athletic fighter, and he hasn't fought in a couple years. So maybe Jake Paul gets an easy knockout, but either way, that's going to be on 7 o'clock at night.
Okay, I was going to ask you what time that was going to be on. So that's sick. We're probably right after the UFC. At least I'll have something to watch that night.
Yeah, it'll be in Puerto Rico, Amanda Serrano's hometown, so she'll get probably a nice ovation. She hasn't lost since Katie Taylor, so hopefully they can run that back. She's fighting Nina Mikey, a German lady who who has some wins and some losses.
And Jake Paul's going to kill that guy.
I think so. I mean, he's a big favorite. This guy, I mean, Ryan Borland, he looks like he's recovering from something.
Drugs, dude, or what? What we got?
Something. I don't know. Maybe a heartbreak. He's been off for a while. He looks sad, but he's the Rhino, so maybe he gets it done.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast, the boxing edition. The final 5 minutes right there. Everything you need to know in the sports world, in the MMA world, you come here to the Hot Take Hot Box and to the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast, and we will give you what you need, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Matt McSweeney.
I'm Capone.
And ladies and gentlemen, as always, please make sure to give a call to your loved ones. Tell them you love them every once in a while, even not for anything negative. Just spread some love to the people in your life this weekend and enjoy the fights. Have a great weekend.